I am a guy who married an absolute powerhouse female CEO. Yet here I am, right before her company is about to go public, catching my wife secretly cheating with her male assistant.
Separated by just one wall, I can clearly hear my wife praising that assistant for being better than me. But the truly bitter part is when that guy starts throwing insults about me.
She actually gets furious and scolds him right back, all while still entirely enjoying their secret little affair. She is literally betraying me while desperately trying to protect my very last shred of dignity.
But the absolute most painful part is not even the feeling of being cheated on. It is that right in the middle of her betrayal, she still actually worries about my calloused, pale, overworked hands. I just turn around and walk away, pulling out my phone to call my old graduate advisor. His name is Tu Dao, a medical doctor working for a major borderless organization down in Africa. I asked to join Tu Dao, the exact same man who guided my entire master thesis. Hearing my voice, he is completely shocked. He asks, "Duyad, you are not joking right now, are you? CEO Ko loves you way too much. She would absolutely never let you just walk away."
Do not treat this medical field like some kind of joke. The failure rate hits 90%, and the medical conditions over there are absolutely terrible.
If anything bad happens to you, I have no idea how I would face CEO Kerr. I am not even surprised by his harsh rejection, just staring up at those office lights flickering high above. Snapping a quick picture to send over, I explain everything with pure bitterness. "Professor, it is exactly what it sounds like. Kunyu Tuet really does love me, but somehow that still does not stop her from loving someone else too. Even if you refuse to take me, I am literally applying online myself." Right after I say that, without any warning, my heart gets squeezed by some invisible hand. Just absolute, overwhelming pain. After a really long, heavy silence, Tu Dao can only let out a deep sigh.
Tielja, how did things ever end up like this? CEO Kerr obviously loves you so deeply. Back in your student days, you got jumped at that barbecue joint and took a truly horrible, brutal beating.
It was your senior Kunyu Tuet grabbing an eyebrow razor just to get revenge for you. She messed those guys up so badly, she almost got expelled. And later, when there was only one graduate spot left, she willingly gave it right up to you. Even during your master's studies, she was the one working multiple jobs just to financially support your education.
Even an old fossil like me genuinely felt touched by all that, and yet she changed this incredibly fast. Tu Dao did not push it any further, finally just letting out a deeply regretful sigh.
The flight leaves in exactly 3 days. Do not be late. He hangs up. I just look up at the moon hiding behind the clouds, blindingly bright and heartbreakingly beautiful. Every single memory, every warm smile Kunyu Tuet used to give me, just flashes right through my mind. The emotions hit like a broken dam, totally impossible to hold back, and the tears just start pouring down.
Now this part really stings. There were always some rumors before about her and Assistant the Pao having a shady connection, but I simply ignored them, working insanely hard to achieve the massive company listing that Kunyu Tuet always dreamed of.
I literally ran myself into the ground, drank with clients until I was sick, swallowing so much bitterness and holding back tears.
And now, with just 2 short days left before the company goes public, right when we are finally about to show the entire world our massive success, she suddenly decides to betray me. This completely unexpected betrayal instantly leaves my heart choking on absolute bitterness. The worst part is feeling all those beautiful memories getting brutally torn apart. It hits me like a wave of pure agony, making it entirely impossible to even breathe. I just completely collapse into the corner, clutching my chest, desperately trying to somehow comfort myself. My flight leaves on the exact same day her company goes public. This absolutely has to be fate stepping in. Watching Kunyu Tuet ring that opening bell is going to be the perfect closure for all those long years of our relationship. It is also my way of repaying my in-laws, the people who actually raised me since I was a kid. I was just an orphan kid. They took me in, gave me a full education, and did not even mind having me marry into their family. Officially marrying me in as their son-in-law. That kind of massive debt is truly heavy as a mountain. So my leaving this time is honestly the best possible outcome for absolutely everyone involved. Back home, Tu Dao sends over the borderless medical application form. I sit there filling it out for hours,
until I finally hear the front door unlocking.
Forcing my eyes to check my phone. 3 a.m. Full 2 hours later than her usual time.
Colonel Twit steps inside, carrying her high heels in hand, walking super softly, just like every other late shift, totally afraid of waking me up. You can completely feel the tension snap right here. After years together, this gentle behavior is basically pure instinct for her. But looking up to see me on the sofa, she instantly freezes in sheer panic. Till, yeah, why are you still awake? Your eyes are completely red.
I told you so many times not to wait up for me. I do not answer, just habitually standing up, walking into the kitchen to grab her a glass of warm milk. You must be really exhausted today, right? Drink some milk to feel better. Colonel Tiet takes the glass, but the second it touches her lips, she suddenly frowns.
Why does this milk taste so strange? I just give a faint smile. I switched suppliers. Supposedly, it is pure raw milk, so the flavor hits a bit stronger.
Colonel Twet sets the glass down, reaching her arms toward me, acting all cute. She complains the food today was way too fishy. She cannot even drink it, asking if I can just hug her because she is so tired. Those exact words instantly shatter my forced smile, sending this massive wave of sour grief flooding through my heart.
I simply dare not ask the real meaning behind that sentence.
Just closing my eyes to suppress this pain, like 10,000 arrows piercing my chest. I force a smile. Let me change it for you. You really are so exhausted today. Come here. Let me give you a hug.
I pull her into a hug, but instantly that incredibly strong perfume hits my nose, triggering my bad allergies and leaving me violently coughing.
Colonel Twet completely panics, rushing to wipe my nose with a tissue and pouring water. It's her fault, she says. She met clients today and totally forgot I can't handle chemical scents.
I'll go shower right now.
Her eyes are full of worry. That genuine care isn't faked at all. But deep down, I know the old Colonel Twit would never, ever make a careless mistake like this. Forget about just having that strong scent on her clothes. Even inside her own company building, wearing any kind of perfume is strictly forbidden anyway. But now, those strict rules have become totally meaningless. It feels like her love is already missing a crucial piece. After washing up and handling everything, Colonel Twet gently helps me sit down. Her gaze accidentally catches the incredibly deep affection still lingering right in my eyes. She suddenly freezes up, and you can feel the tension hit. What are you doing? I quietly hide the paper behind my back, looking at the beautifully elegant Colonel Twet, deciding to just confess it's a divorce paper. The sheer shock on my wife Colonel Twet's face, like she just heard something absolutely horrific. She jumps up instantly. Divorce? Dad, what do you mean by this? Do you actually have someone else outside? She is absolutely furious, violently rejecting the whole idea. I just hold her hand, smiling as I tell her to sit down. Twit, you know I can't accept a flawed love.
The rumors about you and Top How already reached me. If you really like him that much, I will definitely step aside and let you two be together. Hearing this, the panicked look on Colonel Twet's bright face completely vanishes in an instant,
replaced by a gorgeously bright smile. Using her long red painted fingernail, she gently lifts my chin. If you're feeling jealous, just say it straight to my face.
There is absolutely nothing going on between me and Top How. It's just a work relationship.
Work has been totally crazy lately. Thinking about it, I really have neglected you for quite a while. Saying that, she quickly runs into the bedroom and brings out some beautiful lacy lingerie. Let me treat you really well today, so you stop overthinking things. Which set do you actually like best? With an incredibly seductive gaze, she puts on her stockings and slowly crawls right on top of me. Her pale white arms wrapped tightly around my neck, her sweet breath fanning right against my face.
But get this, all I have to do is glance down to see the wild, undeniable traces of their passionate affair still left behind, right on her stockings.
I smile, completely devastated. Over the past 6 months, I definitely suspected Colonel Twet and Top How were sneaking around, but every single time, she used every trick possible to keep me happy. That constant flattery, it completely worked. Her devoted loyalty made me truly believe she could never do something so awful. So every single time, I gladly accepted it. But this time, everything is different. Now that I know the absolute truth, I actually push her away. She stares in pure shock. Honey, it's late. Let's get some rest.
That night, I don't return to the bedroom, curling up on the sofa until morning. After being rejected by me for the very first time, Ko Nu Tuet immediately storms right into the bathroom, angrily screaming curses into her phone. Then she spends the entire night sitting beside me with worried eyes, not moving an inch, and I don't dare move either. Waking up the next morning, my phone suddenly has tons of highly private photos of Ko Nu Tuet, posing in incredibly bold ways with intense expressions, all of it leaving absolutely nothing to the imagination. I don't even need to guess. This is Stop Hao's little masterpiece. Turning my head, Ko Nu Tuet is still asleep. She rests her head by my arm, gripping me tightly as she mumbles in her sleep. "Don't go, Dada. Please don't leave me." I love you. I really, truly love you. But the thing is, I have never once doubted Ko Nu Tuet's actual feelings for me. I let out a quiet, self-mocking laugh. Then I scoop her up, laying her comfortably on the sofa and tucking her in, before silently making her breakfast. Love is supposed to be mutual. For so many years, we've leaned entirely on each other, growing up side by side, our daily life habits blending perfectly into one. But honestly, this is going to be the final breakfast before I leave for good. I cook up her absolute favorite soft-boiled eggs and toast 2 simple slices of bread.
Just as I'm about to serve it, Ko Nu Tuet suddenly appears in the kitchen.
Her eyes completely red like she just finished crying. She hugs me tightly from behind, whispering softly in my ear. "I woke up and couldn't find you."
I panicked so much. "Duh, you won't ever leave me, right? Promise me, no matter what happens, you will never walk away from me." I stare down at her hands, still gripping my waist. All those beautiful, flawless memories from the past suddenly rush back, completely stirring up that soft, weak feeling inside my heart. But honestly, the more I feel it, the more agonizing it hurts. I don't want to leave you, Ko Nu Tuet, but how exactly do you expect me to face this? When I open my eyes again, my emotions have already returned to dead calm. I gently peel her hands away, giving her a reassuring smile. I'm not going anywhere. Rest easy, Nu Tuet. Her eyes instantly light up, overflowing with sheer, desperate joy. Really? Is that really true, Dada? I don't say another word. I just give her this doting smile, while silently answering in my own head. Yeah, it's all a total lie. You lied to me once. Now I'm lying to you. Consider us completely even. Ko Nu Tuet gets her appetite back, chattering endlessly and cheerfully at the dining table. I just sit across from her, watching her. Our eyes meet. We both burst out laughing. That fleeting moment feels exactly like stepping backward into our completely carefree, incredibly happy college days. After finishing breakfast, we head out to the garage, taking a very rare chance to commute to work together today. Ko Nu Tuet insists on driving, but right after I get in the car, she suddenly receives a phone call, and her entire expression drastically changes. What? Just wait for me. I am coming right over. Hanging up, she carefully turns to him. She says Tapao is feeling sick today and will be late. He is her assistant, and there is a massive meeting today, so she really needs to go pick him up first. Can you just take a taxi? The smile on his face slowly fades away. But he is not angry at all, just smiling and nodding. Yeah, go ahead. I am totally fine. Maybe Ko Nu Tuet actually feels guilty. After he steps out of the car, she keeps watching him through the window, biting her lip tightly, refusing to drive away. After a really long pause, she finally speaks up. Tuet, you are getting so much more understanding lately. I am wrong this time. When I get back, I will make it up to you. Right after saying that, she hastily drives away. His phone immediately buzzes, receiving a new text message attached with a photo, followed right by a quick phone call. The text reads, "The female CEO personally picked me up. Being an assistant is so nice." He just shakes his head with a bitter smile. This was expected, so no need to get upset. Getting to the company, he actually spots Tapao just standing right there inside his own private office. The second that guy sees him, he immediately acts all superior. He looks down and yells out, "Tapao, you absolute loser. How dare you accuse me of sending you that photo yesterday?" I just finished spending time with your precious wife. That photo this morning is a little lesson for you, so you better start watching your mouth carefully from now on. Otherwise, I will tell your wife to kick you straight out.
But he does not care about Tup Hao and his empty threats, even a tiny bit. Because right behind that guy, someone even more furiously angry steps out. She snaps right at him. Tup Hao, exactly who gave you permission to step inside the private office of Director Lum?
Even if you get yourself fired, Director Lim is certainly not getting fired. All of that arrogant attitude from Tup Hao instantly vanishes into thin air.
He turns his head and sees the blazing anger in the eyes of Ke Nhu Tuet. His whole body immediately trembles once, and he glares back with pure, intense hatred. Gritting his teeth, he mutters, "Just you wait. Stop relying on women if you are tough." Then he turns. "Sister Nhu Tuet, I have something to say." He does not even get to finish before the eyebrows of Ke Nhu Tuet pull together in a frown. With so many people around, daring to publicly call me Sister Nhu Tuet, this is a major issue. Watch how fast the mood flips. The anger in the eyes of Ke Nhu Tuet instantly vanishes, quickly replaced by a seriously chilling and entirely ice-cold glare. Who exactly is your Sister Nhu Tuet? During working hours, you have to use proper professional titles. Did you seriously fail to memorize our basic company rules?
Tup Hao finally recognizes that completely ruthless look from Ke Nhu Tuet, and he immediately starts begging, "CEO Ke, that was my slip of the tongue. I completely misspoke."
I am leaving right now. Tup Hao dejectedly walks away, but right before leaving, he sneaks in a sentence in a low voice that only the two of them can hear. "Do not get cocky yet." "Thatya, you just wait for me tomorrow." He gives absolutely zero reaction, keeping his face totally emotionless.
Waiting until he completely leaves the area, Ke Nhu Tuet forcefully slams the office door shut with a loud bang.
She presses her lips tightly and starts explaining. "Tatya, please do not take any of Tup Hao and his words to heart. They are all just nonsense rumors. You believe me, right?" He just nods, neither confirming he believes her, nor denying it. Just like always, he simply smiles and gently guides her right out of his office. "You have a very important meeting today, and tomorrow the company officially goes public, so you need to do your best. I just ordered coffee for you. Now hurry up and get to work." Ke Nhu Tuet clearly does not want to leave, acting like she has something to say, but he does not give her the chance, shutting the door directly. Returning home later that night, the room is pitch black, with only a few candles burning quietly in the darkness. Ke Nhu Tuet is wearing a beautiful red evening dress, resting her chin and staring at him. "Lately, I just feel like you do not even love me anymore." Ke Nhu Tuet is actually being pretty thoughtful right now, which honestly takes him by complete surprise. Before he can even reply, she proactively stands up and hands him a nice little gift box, carefully tied together with a dark black ribbon shaped like a butterfly bow. "This is my compensation gift for you. Open it and take a look." He opens it up, completely surprised to find a birthday watch from some incredibly expensive luxury brand. "Do you like it? The back of the watch has your birthday engraved. I pre-ordered it a really long time ago just to finally get it." He feels slightly surprised, flipping it over to check, but then instantly lets out a cold sneer. "Ke Nhu Tuet, why are you giving me this?" She just flashes a highly charming smile.
"Is your birthday not coming up soon? Of course I had to prepare something special in advance."
But wait for the drop. Seeing his expression turning colder by the second, her voice suddenly chokes up completely, because she finally realizes the birth date engraved on that fancy watch is not actually his.
Total confusion washes over the face of Ke Nhu Tuet. "Hubby, please, listen to my explanation. Maybe Gui Vian just grabbed the wrong one by mistake."
Someone who truly cares would never make a mistake like this. Only a heartless person gets so careless. He does not want to hear a single excuse anymore, immediately cutting her off. "All right, Nhu Tuet, you actually have something you want to tell me today, right?" The expression on Ke Nhu Tuet immediately stiffens, and her voice starts nervously stuttering out loud. "I actually do have something to tell you." She nervously glances over at him, her face looking incredibly guilty right now. "I wanted to ask if on the day our company goes public, could your invitation ticket be given to Tup Hao instead? Of course, please do not misunderstand my intentions. It is not for any other reason. It is just because I have a massive amount of work to handle that day. I do not want you getting too tired, and I am definitely not trying to chase you away. You can stand outside and watch. The more she speaks, the messier it gets. Her explanations just expose more obvious lies. A cheap excuse is still just an excuse."
Does Kunyu Tuet somehow not know that seeing the company go public globally has literally been his biggest dream for so many long years?
Yet now she refuses to let him attend. He just smiles lightly and gives a small nod. Yeah, that is absolutely fine.
Kunyu Tuet completely freezes up, her eyes overflowing with pure astonishment. You actually agree to this? She keeps stealing cautious glances at him from the corner of her eye, acting as if she is looking at a completely different person.
I give her a comforting smile. Accepting compliments is just a way to show some basic respect, right?
Kunyu Tuet nods like crazy. She says I am completely right, promising to proudly announce me to the entire world tomorrow.
She calls me her rightful husband, and I just nod along.
But later that exact same night, after getting Kunyu Tuet completely drunk, I pack my bags and head straight for the airport.
Staring at the heavy dark clouds outside, my mind turns into a chaotic mess of swirling thoughts.
Kunyu Tuet has zero idea I changed my flight beforehand. Tomorrow, I will not be in that crowd, nor will I stand beside her. When she joyfully makes her big public announcement tomorrow, the only thing waiting for her is the news of my departure.
The next day, Kunyu Tuet wakes up hungover and instinctively calls my name for water, but that usual gentle reply never comes.
She snaps completely awake, shooting up from the bed and reflexively glancing over at my side. I am completely gone. She rushes down to the kitchen in her nightgown, finding no breakfast either. The whole house feels terrifyingly empty. Every single thing belonging to me has completely vanished without a trace. The wedding picture behind the door suddenly drops. Kunyu Tuet frantically snatches it up, but she realizes someone tore our couple portrait right in half, leaving only her standing completely alone in the frame. An indescribable wave of sheer panic suddenly floods her chest. She cries out to me. In over 20 years together, I have never once disappeared like this. That cold and unfamiliar feeling throws her mind into total chaos. She unlocks her phone, desperate to text me and beg me to stay. Messages that once got instant replies now carry a ruthless, freezing rejection. Just a glaring red exclamation mark stares right back at her. I actually unfriended her. Kunyu Tuet stares in pure disbelief, completely unable to process that I would ever do something like this. Now get this. Back when some wealthy rich kid was aggressively chasing her, that guy tried forcing me to delete her contact, but even after getting beaten badly, I refused. Yet today, I am the one cutting the cord. This sudden chaos leaves her entirely lost on how to handle her feelings. She mindlessly dials my number, but only gets a cold, automated voice. Sorry, the number you dialed is currently turned off. Her phone hits the floor with a thud. All the life simply drains out of Kunyu Tuet, leaving her completely hollow. One thought echoes in her head. I really left her. Suddenly, the phone rings. Her heart skips a beat, answering instantly, thinking it is me. Before the caller can even speak, she frantically apologizes, begging me to listen and saying I definitely misunderstood something. She begs to know where I am, asking for one last chance. Whatever happened, she just wants to explain. But a shareholder speaks instead. They remind the boss that the bell ceremony is starting soon, asking if she left yet. Not me. The light in her eyes instantly dies out, and heavy frustration quickly tightens her chest. Even though today is her company's grand listing day, her lifelong dream, Kunyu Tuet cannot feel a single ounce of joy. Moving like a robot, she gets dressed and drives out, desperately comforting herself. Maybe I am just throwing a little tantrum. This listing was my dream too. Maybe I arrived early, waiting for her grand entrance. Clinging to that fragile hope, she pulls up. Top Hao is already waiting in white. If I were there, I would immediately recognize that suit. We custom ordered it together. It belongs to me, but now her little side piece is wearing it. Spotting her, Top Hao runs over to flatteringly open her door. He praises her beauty and offers a hand to help her step out. That white suit is blindingly obvious. Staring at it, a shock runs through her brain as she instantly connects my sudden departure directly to him. She glares fiercely at Top Hao, pure anger bubbling up. But watch how clueless this guy is. Grinning widely, he tells her he looked around and her useless husband definitely did not show up. He smugly tells her to relax, saying I will never ruin her precious reputation again.
That sentence is the absolute final straw for her sanity. She raises a hand, slapping Top Hao viciously across the face. The sudden strike stuns not only him, but also makes all the surrounding guests jump back in complete shock. He whines about the hit. Gritting her teeth, she stares at him with red eyes as unstoppable tears finally spill over. She yells that she told him repeatedly to stay away from me. She does not love him. The only man she loves is Thatja. That unexpected public confession leaves every single person completely dumbfounded. Her hidden marriage was only known to top executives. For the lower staff, this sudden news strikes like absolute lightning.
Tatza, the regional sales director, is the boss's real husband. Meanwhile, her male assistant, Taphao, is actually the home-wrecking third wheel. The crowd erupts into furious gossip, instantly making those two the prime spectacle. Taphao just clutches his face, his chest heaving with absolute rage. New Twet, please don't falsely accuse me. I never did anything like that. I know exactly what my place is. Saying this, Taphao's face turns bright red.
Admitting to being the other man in front of a whole crowd? Not exactly a proud moment.
Ko Nu Twet grits her teeth, glaring at him for a long while before snapping. Give that Da's clothes back to me right now. Who said you could wear them? Top Hao is so humiliated he can't even look up. Gripping his sleeves tight, he finally has to strip the clothes off right in front of everyone's eyes. He walks away, head down, not daring to look at anyone. Ko Nu Twet doesn't even bother paying him any more attention. She forces herself to calm down, silently telling herself, today is the day the company goes public. This has been Dada's lifelong dream. Even if I'm wrong, even if you want to leave for a while, I still have to fulfill your wish. Supported by the senior executives, Ko Nu Twet slowly steps up onto the main stage. Facing the swarm of reporters and media below, with a face full of absolute heartbreak, she strikes the gong. And that sound is the absolute final chime for the love and marriage between her and that Da. The company they built with their own sweat and tears, day and night, has finally gone public, but they just are not the same anymore. Cheers and congratulations ring out endlessly all around her, countless people shouting in pure excitement, but Ko Nu Twet just feels her heart breaking even more. A massive wave of sorrow completely swallows her up, making her break down crying right in front of the whole world. People start noticing that something is off, and the cheers slowly die down. Those who don't know the truth whisper, "What is wrong with CEO Ko?" The company just went public, and she's crying like that. Those definitely aren't tears of joy. But one sharp-eyed reporter instantly smells breaking news, shoving a microphone right in front of Ko Nu Twit's face. CEO Ko, today is the big listing day for the Chiophone Group.
Do you have anything you want to share? Ko Nu Twet stares into the empty camera lens, suddenly realizing something. Maybe he is watching today's event right now.
She wipes her tears, immediately standing up and grabbing the mic. I know I was completely wrong. It is all my fault. I am the one who deceived you. No matter where you are, I really hope you can give me one last chance. A chance to apologize and make things right. I, Ko Nu Twet, swear right here and now, if anyone can tell me exactly where that Da is, I am willing to offer a 10 million reward just to find him. The very next day, news about the ice-cold CEO of TL Pong Group lowering herself for love, personally searching for her man, hits the front pages of every major media outlet. Countless people are rushing to report on it, everyone desperate to know the full story behind this. The entire capital starts frantically searching for his whereabouts, but absolutely nothing comes up, because he had already hired another company early on, completely wiping away every single trace of his past movements. Ko Nu Twet sits at home, growing more desperate every single day. That once infinitely glorious, dazzlingly beautiful CEO has now completely spiraled downward into a tragically broken state, looking exactly like an empty, soulless shell. Now watch this. It isn't until he lands and actually signs the risk agreement that Ko Nu Twit's phone finally gets a notification about his destination. Thank you to your husband, that Da. Because of his truly massive contributions to helping Africa fight the epidemic,
His incredible dedication will be forever remembered, becoming a brilliant guiding light for all future generations.
Ko Nu Tweet's lifeless, dull eyes immediately light up like pure gold. She immediately books a ticket for the earliest possible flight to where he is staying. But on her way to the airport, Nu Tweet is stopped by her own parents. Nu Tweet, what exactly have you done? How can us two old folks even show our faces to anyone anymore?
Ko Nu Tweet keeps glancing at her watch, looking extremely anxious. Mom, Dad, I know I was wrong. I have to go find that Da right now. Please don't stop me.
The plane is about to take off, but her parents get more and more fierce, completely refusing to let her leave.
No Twit, do you think things are that simple? All these days, have you never once thought about why that Da loved you so much, yet still chose to leave you? What do you think the reason is? That question feels like it pierces right into the deepest, darkest part of Ko Nu Tweet's soul. It is also the one thing she hasn't dared to face all this time. She is scared, terrified that the final truth is he just doesn't love her anymore.
In that moment, tears start pouring down like rain. She breaks down sobbing completely. Just let me go find him.
If I find that Da, I can definitely convince him to come back. Her father looks at her, absolutely full of disappointment.
If you can't clearly see your own mistakes, even finding him is completely useless. My mistakes? Ko Nu Tweet dazedly looks right up at her father. He asks in a cold voice, "Why did you have an affair? Did that Da treat you badly?" Ko Nu Tweet shakes her head. Did that Da go find another woman?
No, he always kept himself clean. Even when entertaining clients, he never once slipped up.
Then what gives you the right to betray him?
She suddenly realizes her own problem. That's right. Why exactly did she have an affair?
You have to wonder, was it because she got seduced by the sweet talk of some newcomer? Or did the thrill of sneaking around make her betray her devoted husband? Ko Nu Tweet's entire body starts to shake uncontrollably. Through this endless, painful self-questioning, she finally uncovers the real reason behind her own affair.
I just wanted to find a fresh feeling for a moment. My mind was completely clouded. I was just under way too much pressure from work.
Her parents just silently stare at the daughter they loved so dearly for all these years. How could they not understand? Deep down, she still hasn't truly realized her own mistakes at all.
Those words, just empty excuses, complete lies, meant to fool them, but really, she is just fooling her own self. They just shake their heads and step aside. They tell her to go see that dad one last time, check on him for them, and pass along their deepest apologies. These two old folks just cannot bear the bitter wind anymore. They cannot take care of him either. She immediately snaps back. What are you talking about?
That Dao will definitely come back home, and he will absolutely forgive her. But her father just looks at Nu Tweet with such a profoundly sad gaze. It is only in a state of total, crushing despair that a person finally stops arguing entirely.
Right before that Da walked away, did he ever actually argue with you, even a single time?
He tells Nu Tweet he has completely let go. She cannot handle hearing those words at all, immediately, completely losing her mind.
Total nonsense. All completely lies. She refuses to believe any of it. She loves him so much, so how could he possibly refuse to listen to her now?
Nu Tweet hastily boards her flight. Once she is finally gone, her father just lets out a heavy sigh. Precisely because he loved her so deeply, he has become even more completely detached.
But the one thing they definitely never expected, right as that exact flight finally touches down.
A group of masked figures suddenly pull their weapons, screaming out, "Nobody move! This is a hijacking!" Now, hold that thought. Let's rewind the clock a few days.
Over at the Hematology Research Institute in South Africa, I am absolutely drowning in endless work.
The vaccine research still has zero real progress so far. Plus, the overall lab conditions here are incredibly outdated, and even our basic protective gear is just shockingly terrible. We are basically facing the very heavy risk of getting severely infected at every single turn, no matter where we go.
But Professor Tudd is not scared at all. His daughter and I, working right alongside him as his trusted assistants, are not backing down either. Because everybody in this entire world is ultimately part of one big family. Watching so many innocent civilians suffering and fading away, their bodies reduced to nothing but red ruins, leaves this incredibly deep, hollow feeling of absolute helplessness inside. There is absolutely no time for romance here, zero room for sad feelings. We only have brutally long shifts and totally endless experiments.
For every single minute we manage to finish this vaccine earlier, the world saves another huge group of people from being lost forever. But then, another experiment totally fails. A truly crushing sense of defeat instantly completely floods my chest.
Damn it! I slam my fist hard onto the lab table. Professor 2's daughter, 2V, immediately turns around to hand me a nice cold drink, then very gently wipes the heavy sweat right off my forehead.
The weather out here is just absolutely brutally hot. The lab only has one tiny old fan blowing out thick, hot air. It feels so suffocating and incredibly uncomfortable, making it basically impossible to calm your mind down. Senior Brother Lamb, she tells me, my dad says you are the most genius doctor he has ever met. Whether working as a doctor or researcher, you always create pure miracles.
I completely believe in you. 2V looks right at me, her eyes shining so bright. Thanks to all of Professor 2's heavy praise, this girl basically became my biggest superfan.
I just take a really deep breath from behind my heavy protective mask, completely adjusting my mood, before finally asking her,
how is the situation you are handling right now? Is the vaccine test sample still actually breathing? She turns to look, shaking her head in deep disappointment, completely lifeless now.
The entire lab just sinks into heavy silence. Nobody can remember exactly how many painful failures we have actually gone through at this point.
Professor 2 slowly sits at his desk, takes off his glasses, and rubs his exhausted eyes hard. A deep despair totally fills up every single person's heart in here.
I feel completely frustrated, absolutely refusing to just accept this. Not giving up hope yet, I head over to check everything one more time after the experiment.
Shockingly, seeing the monkey completely lifeless, I get so angry I completely lose control. I grab a nearby banana and aggressively throw it right at its unmoving body.
But guess what actually happens right here? That supposedly lifeless monkey suddenly starts making these loud squeaking noises. We cannot believe our own eyes, instantly rushing to excitedly double-check that vaccine.
The vaccine is fully effective. It is still actually breathing.
We instantly review the entire experimental process step by step, re-injecting the exact same vaccine again while seriously hoping for a real miracle. When a second heavily infected monkey gets completely cured too, we are just absolutely overjoyed. Everyone is cheering out loud. We actually succeeded. It totally works. Those innocent people can finally be saved.
The incredible news about our successfully completed vaccine formula quickly spreads everywhere like absolute wildfire.
We work day and night to completely speed up the production progress. We are carefully moving step by step from tiny lab creations straight into massive factory production lines.
But terrible news quickly follows us. Some rival pharmaceutical company that lost this big competition is actively preparing to completely steal our vaccine. They want to turn a free cure into a totally overpriced commodity.
This horrible situation causes the entire ongoing progress inside our busy lab to get incredibly delayed.
We are not just facing the heavy risk of getting infected now, but also the very real threat of being assassinated. Every single person here is carrying some seriously massive pressure.
But thankfully, heaven truly never disappoints those with real, genuine dedication. Eventually, we finally managed to finish transferring all our precious vaccine production capabilities right over to a massive factory scale.
Under heavy military escort, we safely travel straight to the main factory to conduct our big field surveys and start the training process.
But right in the middle of our trip, a random bullet suddenly fires from absolutely nowhere, instantly sparking an all-out battle.
In a flash, massive explosions rock the sky. Bombs constantly detonate everywhere, overturning our entire convoy and forcefully stopping us midway. Both sides suffer incredibly heavy losses, forcing a tense negotiation.
Out of pure curiosity, I peek over toward the enemy side. Shockingly, I see them brutally dragging a heavily tied-up hostage right toward us.
A guy wearing a black hood calls out in broken Chinese, "Dr. Lamb, you are the only one we actually need here."
Your wife is entirely in our hands right now. Just obediently follow us and we will immediately let her go. He says all this while slowly ripping the thick tape right off the hostage's mouth. Duh, please save me. Seeing Kunyu twit right here, when she was supposed to be 1,000 miles away, I completely freeze in my tracks.
I instinctively jump up. Do not dare hurt her. Both sides instantly aim their weapons, ready to clash at any second. My translator speaks up. Mr. Lam Da.
Your contributions to our nation are absolutely massive, and we will never let our heroes suffer any kind of harm.
Please sit back down and take cover behind us.
The enemy shouts their threat. Mr. Lam That Dare, your wife is perfectly safe. We treat her well, so please trust our sincerity.
Just come with us, and your family will return home safely. Professor 2 and 2V keep desperately pulling me back. That Da, do not do anything foolish. Stay calm. Ko Nhu Tuet looks incredibly frail, clearly suffering a lot during this awful time. Seeing me again, her eyes turn completely red, tears welling up. When I stay silent, she breaks down, smiling through it. That day, it is okay. Seeing you makes all my fear vanish. Just let me go with them. If you follow them, your passport and ID will be taken away, and you can never go home. Do not let them threaten you. I do not matter. Imagine hearing that. She cheated, sure, but how could decades of our love be fake? When we were young, she acted like an older sister, guiding and protecting me. Growing up, she became my wife. We faced everything together, leaning on each other. She wronged me, yes, but she also saved me before. What should I do? I never planned to return home anyway. My in-laws already lost their unfilial son-in-law, so I cannot let them lose their own daughter too. I have to save her, no matter what. I step right out of cover. Over the frantic shouts of everyone, I walk toward them. That! Lam That! Senior Lam! Dr. Lam! Ko Nhu Tuet freezes, completely unable to believe I am actually coming. Her eyes show joy, a little blame, but mostly crushing regret. Dad, I know you still love me, and this is entirely my fault. I failed as a wife, dragging us down into this awful mess. But I refuse to live in endless guilt anymore. I cannot keep wronging you like this. As I rush forward, my eyes widen in pure panic. I know Ko Nhu Tuet way too well. I know her exact choice. No! Ko Nhu Tuet gives a tragic smile, suddenly breaking totally free from enemy control. She charges straight toward me.
The guards scream harsh warnings in their native tongue, but she ignores them entirely, just smiling as she runs. Forgive me, Da. Please keep living.
A loud blast echoes out. After that deafening sound, my entire vision just turns completely crimson.
They quickly drag me back into hiding. Reinforcements arrive in time and take down the enemy, but Ko Nhu Tuet is gone forever.
The vaccine finally reaches mass production, and the terrible plague gets completely stamped out. This place slowly returns to its original quiet peace.
Due to strict outbreak controls, Ko Nhu Tuet cannot return home. She must be laid to rest right there on the spot.
She arrived in a rush and left just as fast. Among her belongings, there is not even a single proper keepsake, just a final letter telling me to go home and care for our parents. She actually left the entire company to me. Yet every single night, I return to that horrible nightmare, waking up abruptly in the dark, crying out in absolute agony. Slowly, my deep love for her twists into pure resentment. I resent her affair, her selfish choices, and her incredibly reckless way of showing affection. You can guess what happens next. I bury myself completely in work, grinding nonstop to numb the horrible pain. After our tragic story makes its way back home, we get praised as this eternal couple, a legendary romance making countless media outlets rush in for huge interviews. But I completely hate it, loathing the idea of sharing a frame with her. Eventually, people dig up the truth behind my strange behavior.
Thap Hao gets exposed as the terrible homewrecker who ruined another family.
He becomes universally despised, cursed at by everyone, and finally driven deep into the mountains to live a totally lonely life forever. After returning from that awful place, 2V visits me every single day, caring for me until she slowly becomes a massive part of my life. Little by little, she takes Ko Nhu Tuet's place. After she confesses her feelings again, we actually get married. When a tidy new life starts growing inside her, it hits me like a sudden lightning bolt. I finally wake up. On a pretty sunny day, I visit Ko Nhu Tuet's memorial, bringing my wife and child along, and respectfully offer her 3 incense sticks. When love is no longer enough to keep a person going, burning resentment becomes the only real motivation left.
As for my anger toward Ko Nu Twit, if that is what she wanted for me, I will live well, stepping forward into actual happiness. Breathe.